Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome to tonight's edition of Beyond the Ordinary Show. And I'll start off that we're on the call today with angel communicator and so much more than that. Debbie Johnson, who's one of my freaking favorite people in the world anyway. But we're going to go into an amazing conversation, y'all, today. It's Debbie's going to do a lot of readings also, and I kind of like tag teaming with Debbie also because it's just fun. We're to open, so if y'all don't mind, raise your hands, type in your questions, and we're gonna have a lot of fun with tapping into the energy, and maybe getting into some questions that are really going to facilitate an opening or even a freedom for you, and definitely clarity coming through. So we'll dive into that. But Debbie, welcome back. It's so good to see you today.
Oh my gosh, I love being here, John. Thanks for having me. Hi, everybody. Super excited. I'm ready for you.
We're ready. We're ready to get going. So
Yeah,
you posted about the show on Instagram, which I love the post, and you were talking about different energies that are becoming available and how they're demonstrating. And let's start with what you were sensing and how it could be manifesting for people, and maybe go a little bit deeper into that conversation.
sure. Yeah. Something I notice quite often is if I am irritated or don't like someone's voice, when I usually do, something's off energetically. Usually a low energy might have come in, or, they went on a trip and brought it back with them, or it's usually something that's a lower frequency or a spirit who's stuck. They sound different. They have a sound. It's usually, you can't put your finger on it, but it feels off or it irritates you.
Hmm. And are these spirits attaching onto other people? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, they can be in their aura or they could be following them around. And, sometimes it's a relative, sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's just random.
And where do we tend to pick these energies up from? I would imagine I was just traveling, and I'd imagine at airports and on airplanes and things like that, that can be like a significant place.
Anything that lowers the aura, a lower energy will want to attach. So airport is a big spot because of all the radiation, the TSA, you're going through all these scans, all of the frequencies guiding the planes. So all of that can lower your aura. And with all the people in the airport and all their family and all their relatives in heaven, someone might attach, you might get a little hitchhiker. Yeah,
Mhm.
that can
Yeah,
happen.
Hitchhikers is a great name.
Yeah.
Um, and I really appreciate this conversation because sometimes we're feeling like somebody that we're close to is off, or why they acting a certain way, or why they, again, you mentioned it's like, why is their voice creating me right now? Or why are they in victim consciousness where they're not typically that way? Um,
Right.
and that can be a telltale sign that something else is happening. It's not necessarily them.
Yes, and they'll feel off.
Hmm.
You'll notice that, whoever you're noticing the voice is kind of bothering you, they'll feel off. They'll be extra irritable and snappy. It's one of the symptoms,
Okay.
or really afraid. Yeah.
But before we get into how to come to resolution with it and bring ourselves, or to share how balance can come back in for others, is there something about our particular aura, like there are gaps or tears in the auras in which we allow those things in? Or is it something that can just happen to just about anyone because we're just around that much more people? In other words, does part of it demonstrate because we haven't done our work and there's stuff that we need to clean up?
That's a good point. And yes, that can cause the aura to weaken, but anything that can cause the aura to weaken, tired, hungry, sometimes anesthesia, if you just had surgery, those kind of things, radiation, all those things can lower the aura too.
Okay. What can we do? Let's say we pick something up, and perhaps we don't know that a hitchhiker is on our aura right now. What are some things that we can do just on a daily basis, as far as, like kind of like brushing our teeth? We've talked about that, that spiritual hygiene, um, to really keep ourselves in our sovereignty rather than being influenced by those things that are looking more as a vampiric energy. They're looking to suction something off of us. And
Right.
and again, to stay in a clearer place for ourselves, and of course for those that we surround ourselves with.
My favorite is nature. Nature makes your aura stronger. Salt bath makes your aura stronger.
Hmm.
You can call on Archangel Michael to protect your aura. You can do all these things each day. You can call on Archangel Michael to clear your aura.
Hmm. And how do we do that?
Archangel Michael, if there's anything not of the light affecting me, release it. Take it to the light now.
Hmm.
And you can say it in your own words.
Amazing. You said that and I felt lighter already.
Me
Amazing.
too. I felt it too.
That was actually pretty impressive. Y'all, really, it's that easy. It's that easy. It's just the consciousness and choosing to be in that, which is wonderful. I find, Debbie, that as we talk about this, that I notice that a lot of people that get pretty focused on things that are happening in social media, that are leading
Mm,
to one way or another, that are causing separation, even though they may think that it's good, that those really create tears in our auras as well, that those are significant places where we can pick up these type of entities or hitchhikers along the way, and all of a sudden we're fighting a war that's not ours anymore, or that has never has been. And curious what your awareness is around that, and what the angels or the guides may have to say as far as really serving, but from an empowered place, not necessarily delving down somebody else's reality.
well, anything that's criticizing, whether we're criticizing ourselves or someone else or judging, automatically the frequency starts to lower. You'll start to lower your own frequency if you're being critical to yourself or to someone else. Angels see everything as energy. So positive, gratitude, all that expands the aura, raises your energy. Criticizing lowers the energy. Just think about, what is your mind doing to yourself or to someone else?
Hmm. And how do we catch ourselves when we don't know how to catch ourselves?
Oh, that's a good one. Usually you know what? Most people do catch themselves, maybe not right away, sometimes
Mhm.
faster than others. But you'll I have faith that everyone catches themselves at some point doing
Mhm.
this.
I would imagine that feeling sluggish, confused, maybe sharp with other people, uh,
Mm,
defensiveness, like things like that. Is like, "Ooh, hold on a second, let me kind of take a step back and find out
yeah,
why I'm augmenting this thing that I don't want to be through these other type of reactions."
yeah.
Right? Because we can add to it inadvertently. We think that we're trying to defend ourselves or take a stance. No, that's not me. But the more that we engage with that and try to justify it, it seems like it takes us further down into it.
That's a really good point. Defensive. Defensive is a good point. Yeah.
Mhm. And what can we do if we notice that someone that we're spending a lot of time with, or that we're surrounded with a lot, is kind of going down that road? How can we best support um, facilitating or bringing awareness? Or yeah, I don't know quite how to ask that, because it almost seems like we want to honor the space they're in, and we don't want to become the coach and the one that's always pointing out where something might be out of alignment. But there is something that we can do to help facilitate each other, so that again, these energies don't just keep perpetuating on a continuous basis.
I would just neutralize it. That's what I do. I just kind of neutralize it and go, okay, I'm going to go outside for a minute and take a break and, kind of walk away from it or get some space, but not, you're right. You don't want to constantly be telling someone else, then you're starting to criticize them.
Right? Yeah.
So it's almost like, what would be neutral? What would neutralize it?
Hmm. Instead of, again, feeding it, instead of
Yeah,
defying
yeah,
it, it's justifying
yeah.
it being there so that it can continue to go around. Amazing. How do you feel that that's taken place in like in your environment or what you're seeing in with the people that you work with?
So I'll notice, I always feel energy, John,
Yeah.
and I notice when someone, again, the words are, criticizing themselves or criticizing someone else. And I'll just ask for the angels to help raise their vibration while I'm talking to them.
Hmm.
And just, I'll start to see a shift in their eyes if we're on Zoom, or the tone of their voice will get a little happier. Angels can even shift the consciousness of those around us. They can raise it.
Do you ever find that you trigger some people like into a type of defensiveness or anger because they'd rather not be around the augmented light that you bring in?
Oh yeah. I've I've felt that before. Yeah. Yeah. It's hard. It's hard. I mean, I definitely feel it, and I again have to neutralize it.
Mhm. And again, it can happen for a lot of people because we do become mirrors for other
Yeah.
people. And if you're holding a reflection of acceptance, of love, of truth even, which love speaks
Mm,
truth. It just does. It can be difficult for those that are looking in the mirror to see themselves and not like what they see, but then project it onto you. It's like you're the cause of this. You're the one that's this. Um,
yeah. Yeah.
how have you dealt with that? How do you deal with being able to carry that and as empathic as you are, not allowing it to drain you, to take you down with it, to not take on the projection. Um,
So that's a really, so I do it two ways. So I have two ways. When I'm with clients, it's prayer, angels, and it's very actually easy.
mhm.
But when it's in my personal life and I'm emotionally involved, it's much harder. So I'm speaking to all of you,
Oh yeah, I know
how you how you're dealing with your personal life. So the emotions can get really in the way of, trying to express yourself, but also not criticize and be neutral. So I do that a lot. I'll take space. I'll be quiet. I'll go meditate. I'll go walk, exercise, kind of create space before I keep going, you know.
Mhm. It's I really love that you're again that and that's really a sovereign, non-codependent way of kind of letting go of those hooks as well. And it's
Mhm.
again we've been unhealthily codependent in different ways for validation, and there is a codependence that is healthy. That's just labeled
Mhm.
differently. And there is a way in that we're building something outside of ourselves, but to be able to tell the difference when we're hooked in and engaged because of something that we're trying to get rather than
Mhm.
really inviting someone to connect to co-create something that's building both of us. It's got different intentions to it and different energies. And I'm finding that we're learning more and more so the difference between the two. Because I find that there's such a big drive towards sovereignty and then big codependency really spoken about as a negative type of way to have relationships with others.
Mhm.
And I think neither one of those really serve the possibility
Yeah.
again of that co-creative space that honors the genius of the individual in the space and that allows something to be built that is beyond the individual.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I have a good one that I've been using lately. When I go take space, I go, okay, angels, help me see what you're seeing that I can't see.
Mm,
Help me see this situation how you see it. and it'll help my consciousness kind of see something that is makes sense, or get out of my emotion for a second.
Yeah, I love that. And what you also done, which reminded me of, I was going to mention earlier, is that you're not making it about the other person being wrong. It,
Mm.
or you're getting back to yourself more quickly, perhaps, about not saying it's them, they caused this, they're doing this. It's like, all right, let me see in a way that I'm not clear to see right now. And to ask for that, to take the space and ask for that clarity and to breathe into it, there's a lot that gets revealed.
Yeah. Yeah.
I want to get into this Q&A. There's a lot of people with their hands raised, and so we're going to get to that in a second. But I'm curious what you've been noticing as a trend in your private sessions with clients lately. Has there been themes that have been coming up?
Oh, I love this. Yes. I love themes. I watch for patterns and stuff. And lately, I've been getting this question a lot. Everyone in my family is dreaming about my loved one that just passed, but I'm not dreaming.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
So the loved one is visiting, the sisters and the brother, but not the person who I'm talking to. And I've heard this quite a bit. And I just want everyone to know that how we get visited by our loved ones is different. It's not the same for everybody how we get a visit. We're all different. We're all different how we receive the other side, how we receive a message. We might not get a dream, but we might be getting the lights flicking on and off, on and off, on and off, and we're waiting on a dream.
Mhm. Even I find that sometimes the spontaneity of a memory that comes in or a thought that
Mm,
flickers in, it's really a loved one coming in. And the gift of being able to receive that and to feel whatever it's invoking is quite profound. And it can come out of nowhere sometimes. And I
yep.
truly believe that I certainly feel my mom and dad in that in certain
Mhm.
ways, without a doubt. It's like, whoa, it's like, and to just pause and to acknowledge them in that memory or that that arrow that's being shot into our being as an um is quite powerful. So it's, and I find it interesting that there's a pattern of that's happening in your community right now.
Yeah. When you said you have a thought, it pops in, right? Like out of nowhere, just
Yeah.
kind of. So in that moment that it popped in, your loved one is right there. They're
Mhm.
there. They're within 8 feet of you. In that moment, the thought pops in.
All right, Debbie, I just have to ask you, and we're going to live Q&A here, y'all. So I promise we're going to go. How can our departed loved one be in so many places at the same time?
Okay. So first, let me start with this. Angels have the ability to be in a millions of places at once. They can shapeshift. Some of our loved ones, once they figure out heaven, can do this. They can't be in tons of places. I just got chills.
Mm,
You got loved ones doing
mm,
this. Once they figure it out, they can be, visit everyone at once. They can't be in millions of places at once because they were human, but they start to figure out how to do that. It's a skill that you develop on the other side.
I'm getting the chills as you're saying that.
Yeah, I
Wow.
think you have someone doing it.
I think you do too. And I don't think it's an entity I picked up at the airport either.
Yeah, no, that's already gone.
That's gone. Thank God. Y'all, I was feeling it. It was real, I'm telling you. Uh, but again, I'm surrounded by nature. I can jump into the ocean or saltwater pool. I surround myself with people that I really resonate with that lift me up. It's again, the second Debbie and I got on the call, I felt that connect. We felt like we were like in the same room together. It's like we were just right there, uh,
Yeah.
which was amazing. Shelly's feeling the chills too. Amazing what comes through. Um,
Oh,
can we start having fun with live callers?
yes,
It's
yes,
not that I don't
yes.
have fun with you, but I want to start playing with other people.
Let's do it.
All right, Joanne, let's go to you. Welcome.
Hi, John and Debbie.
Hello.
Hi.
What is
Thanks
your
for
question for
picking
Debbie?
me.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I just went through something that it was just so challenging. This woman really wanted me to kind of team up with her in her work. And it was just, it got so intense. I felt like there was a lot of manipulation and just and it was all kind of disguised in this lovingness, and I let it go. I said, I tried to say no a few times. I finally completed that just a few days ago. So I'm kind of healing from the whole thing, but I would just love to know what the angels have to say about that, any guidance about that, or just anything. It's really been a big thing for me. So,
Well, I want to say well done,
Mhm.
because if someone has this, so this is a very empathic thing. You were presented with a smile and an opportunity, but nothing felt right. So empaths will read between the lines. They'll read under the smile. They'll read under this opportunity. And something was off. Something felt manipulating. And
yeah,
I just say that's the genius. So thank your angels. You heard them.
okay.
Mhm. Oh,
Yeah.
can I share?
Yes. Yes.
I'm gonna be a I'm gonna be really direct about what's happening, y'all. Um, just really direct about what's happening. Yeah, congratulations on picking it up and
Mm.
trusting, and the refinement of discernment is coming in, and to act upon that discernment. It's a powerful indicator of how far you have grown
Mhm.
and what's coming into your awareness, how you can hold it. And sometimes when these things come up, we can tend to hold, well, I can't, we can be so loving and empathic. Well, I don't know why they couldn't meet me in the love that I am and my intention. And I held nothing but the good things. And it's like, how can other people show up that way? And it can be hurtful because we expect other people to meet us kind of in the same type of vibe in which we're presenting ourselves in. And the harsh part for all of us is that we're really going into a place where we really have to remember and know who we are. We're going
Mhm.
through extreme periods of refinement, and we're really being asked to get to the point of feeling victimized because someone showed up that way. I can't believe someone showed up that way, and really own our authority and our leadership and going, okay, I own that that's what happened. Got it. Had my awareness, followed my
Mm.
intuition, followed my guidance, and let that build up inside of us that is being called forward in more and more of us now during this time. And so again, the I can't believe they show up that way and it hurt. My feelings were hurt. And it's like it was confusing. Is yeah, totally get that. I can so relate to that. And you get to be a badass now and go, yeah, I got it. I saw it. And I get to move on to the next thing that is in resonance and refinement to who I know myself to be and how I expect myself to be met,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah, there's so much about trusting. I'm a Pisces like you, John, and
Mm,
and it's that like the heart, and then what you're getting, and the whole process of sifting through and coming to the truth. But like you're saying, I can feel this sense that I'm being catapulted forward
yeah,
because I made the choice, and stepped away. So, uh,
yeah.
yeah.
I'm glad you were the first caller. That makes so much sense to me. Makes so much sense to me. So I'm gonna let Debbie take up the most of the calls. Anyway, she's amazing, but I had to. But y'all, we've set the bar. We've set the bar. Like really knowing who you be, remembering who you be, even in the questions when you ask. I don't know what you were about to ask, but take it up to that place of who you know who you are and ask from that place as we continue moving forward here. And as we do that, Debbie, we have Debbie on the line. So Debbie, come, let's get you to unmute.
We have a Debbie. Awesome.
Debbie and Debbie. Hi, Debbie.
Hello,
Can you?
this Debbie?
Yeah.
Hi, thank you so much.
Hi.
Debbie, this is Debbie with the charms.
Oh, oh,
After,
happening.
yes, I'm so
Yes,
happy to see you.
I love your charms.
Well, it's always so fun. I have to rave about Debbie for a minute. I've had 4 or 5 probably readings with her over the years. They are always very, very predictive. They are always 1000% like right on. It's I mean, jaw-dropping, astounding, astonishing. Okay, you guys punch the button, but leave me a space.
Thank you, Debbie. Awesome.
Really, that's so true and so much from my heart, and I'm so happy to see you in person.
Oh my gosh, great to see you.
Oh, so I have chills already, and I don't even know what I'm asking. I guess there's always a whole bunch of people that show up. I've been having lots of dreams about loved ones that have passed on, and those that are passed on that aren't necessarily what I'd say close loved ones. So, am I leveling up? Am I just in my head too much? I guess I don't know where that came from, but I'll hush.
Well, I hear mom. I heard the word mom like 3 or 4 times, and I smelled flowers.
Mm.
Well, mom is here, but I guess in the back of my head, there's like questions and worries about her while she's here. And I didn't really want to ask because I always like to share what you've said or let them listen to the parts of the reading that are astounding. So I didn't ask about that, but I guess that's maybe more important, whatever the angels have.
Someone in heaven is talking about your mother. The person smells like flowers or might have had a garden or is using that as to identify who they are.
Probably grandma.
Would she have been into roses or the fragrance?
Yes.
Yeah. She's helping or around your mother. She's the one bringing it up.
Okay. I feel like maybe my mom, she hasn't been to an airport, but might have been.
Might have been.
In terms of picking something up.
Yeah, yeah. Well, not only that, there's also I pick up something in her throat as far as like a health issue. Is she having problems swallowing or something or eating?
I say to her almost every day, Mom, what's up with your voice? What's up with your voice? And she was in the choir and singing I mean, a soprano for years. She stopped. And I ask her almost daily, Mom, what's up with your voice?
Hmm.
So yes, you're right on, as always.
Let's do a clearing real quick for her. Is that okay? Let's get a
Please.
clearing because, yeah. So Archangel Michael for Debbie's mother, I ask that you release anything not of the light affecting her and take it to the light now. Did someone on the other side pass from Cancer?
Yes, a few.
They just cleared someone around her who wasn't quite settled, who had cancer.
Okay, that makes perfect sense. And I keep saying it jokingly, my stepdad's doing this or breaking that or doing this. And I'm sort of half kidding.
Well, his energy, the energy just cleared around your mother. So she might be a lot calmer. You'll see a difference.
Thank you, Debbie. Thank you.
Yeah, thank
I love you
you.
so much. Thank you. Thank you,
Love
John.
you.
Wonderful to
Mwah.
meet you, Debbie. Hey,
Thank
Debbie,
you.
we have a question that comes in from Giovanni. If angels were real and we all have them, then why are we so lost, or many of us?
Oh, that's it. That's it. I understand the question.
Mhm.
And Giovanni, it means that angels are here to help us. We're supposed to ask them. If we don't ask them, they'll just be around us, gently guiding us. You're always being gently guided by angels. There's no one that doesn't have angels.
Mm.
Ask them for help. And it can be, you can test it out with keys, test it out with a parking spot, test it out with small things. You'll be amazed.
Mm. Oh, there's so much I want to say about that, but I won't.
Go for
I
it.
like
Yeah.
testing it out. Well, I'm carrying like this sword that just does not want to be put down. But there's also the judgment that people are lost. And if we're asking why so many are lost, it's like, first, let's ask, why do I feel lost? Because it's a lot easier to see others in that and feel it and reflect it upon others and judge. It's like, and like you were doing earlier, what can I do to bring clarity to the situation? What can I do to bring clarity to where I feel lost? Wherever we have a projection where something is diminished or there's lack or scarcity or confusion in others, it's such a beautiful time and opportunity to really empower ourselves. Because as we empower ourselves, then if there are others that feel like they are lost as well, then you can become a beacon, a doorway, or bridge for them. But you can't do that unless you do it for yourself first. And to have the guidance of the angels, to have the guidance of others that can hold that pillar strong, not seeing us as broken or as lost, but seeing us as with the absolute potential that we have to awaken that inner GPS and find ourselves within the blink of an eye, within the breath, truly. Um, and sometimes that takes work. Sometimes that takes making decisions that are uncomfortable. Sometimes that takes making changes that we feel may disappoint other people. And sometimes that just takes having a minute to have a sober look within ourselves to seeing what am I ready for next. And so it's an amazing opportunity when that projection comes up where everybody feels lost. Using this as an example, it's like, oh, wait, something is coming up for healing within me. Let me seek that first. Let me seek that first. Um, Debbie brings out the diplomat in me because it's good. It's good. Let's go on to our next caller. Kim Morello, welcome to the call.
Hi, John. Hi, Debbie.
Hi.
Hi. My question is around my work. I'm feeling like I'm getting kind of bored with what I'm doing, what I've been doing. I'm not ready to give it up entirely, but I feel like I'm on the precipice of something else, and I've been feeling this way for a while and can't quite identify what the next step might be. I know whatever it is, I want to slow down a little bit. I don't want to work so hard.
I love it. And when you were talking, I saw your voice. It's almost like you need to say that to someone at work or express it or stand up for yourself or set a boundary. I was like, your voice will cure it. Or you'll know when to say it, what to say. But I feel like your voice could create that for yourself.
So I'm self-employed, so there's nobody holding me back but me.
Ah, so your voice could be you telling yourself, I need to, lower, my work schedule, 5 hours instead of 8. I need to do 4 days instead of 5. It's your truth is your voice.
Okay.
What is your truth?
And in finding the truth, I would also ask, what's my fear? And ask the angels to help you. What's my fear?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And do we all have more than one angel, or do we have, like one specific one? I'm not accustomed to asking the angels. I don't know. I tend to go with spirits and guides, and maybe that's the same thing. I don't know. But is there a benefit in knowing like who your angel is?
We all have access to every archangel, but it's the same. Spirit guides, loved ones, they all act like angels helping us, guiding us. So absolutely, ask whatever your heart resonates with.
Okay.
Yeah.
And for
Okay.
clarity's sake, Debbie, you have a deep resonance with angels, and it's like an access point. But you connect with ascended masters, you connect with loved ones. There's a lot of different points of contact, if you will, um,
Yes.
of how it comes through for you, right?
There's layers. There's loved ones giving their opinion. There are spirit guides, ascended masters giving their opinion. And then there's the archangels. I prefer the final answer from archangels because I think they're in the highest vibration. I think
Mhm.
they see the biggest picture.
And you may want to look up the hierarchy of energetic beings and different ones and
Mhm.
to go through, because you will find that the archangels are up there. There's the archangels, there's the Elohim, there's a seraphim, and the connection into source, the way it's mapped out is actually quite interesting. Um, and might provide you some insight to connect to places that may have felt that maybe it's like, well, okay, I can connect with the angels, but maybe it's infantile, or I rather connect to my guide, whoever that may be, or the Pleiadian.
Mhm.
But if you really do a little bit of research and look at the origins and not the hierarchy for hierarchy's sake, but places of origin and how they layer for us to connect with, it's actually quite remarkable what the archangels transmit and the purity of source that it emanates from.
Mm.
They
Okay.
run consciousness. They've experts with the other side. They're experts, in dark, how to handle dark energy, how to remove riffraff so we can get a clear message from an ascended master or a loved one. They kind of protect all that's coming through. That's my
Mhm.
understanding.
Right, right. Okay. All right. Thank you.
Right, it's good to see.
Yeah, welcome.
So Giovanni has a follow-up question. And I think it's good to bring clarity. So she'd understand if you communicate with the angel directly, um, then why aren't you getting answers directly from the angels? Because it sounds like you're just giving your own answers, not the angels' answers. I love this question that's coming through.
That makes sense too, because the way angels answer us is in our own thoughts, and we do feel like we're making it up. But it pops in, like you said, when someone visits, it kind of the memory pops in. When it pops in, that's from angels, the thought.
Hmm. Yeah. And I find it's over the last probably 5 years, if not a little bit longer. I noticed that there was a big change in people who channeled. Not everybody.
Mm.
There's amazing channels that there's still the transmission and how they get lost in their transmission and come back is extraordinary. But I found that a lot of people that were channeling were embodying more through them what was coming through in the message instead of going out and speaking in an accent and having these interruptions. And it didn't look as much, it looked very directly like channeling before and more like
Mhm.
it's really they're embodying and being a conduit for that. Um, and I've noticed it in some, and again, y'all, I've been doing this 11 years and I've interviewed some amazing channels. Um, and I started calling them out years ago. It's like, wow, it's like you're not channeling in the same way, but you're still
Mm.
channeling, I can tell. But it's coming more directly from you. And that's also because we're getting more comfortable with what's coming through us. Our throat chakra is opening and expanding. And those peoples that are leading in that shift to make what can seem so woo-woo for somebody,
Mhm.
but also what for a lot of people in our audience gives those people authority, where they must be channeling because it's coming through in an English accent or they're from Kentucky, right?
Mhm.
And so many of us, and I see it a lot in the community, well, they must be channeling. It's coming in a different voice and they look like they're altered and all that. And it's like, yeah, amazing. But don't dismiss those people that are embodying and really carrying it forward and speaking that wisdom from a very embodied place, because that's really where we're all heading. It is up to us to embody, not disassociate. And I'm finding a lot of power coming through on that. So I would invite you to open your heart to listen to the truth within you, and you discern what's appropriate for you and what's not appropriate for you. All right, let's continue to our next caller, Rochelle Walter. Welcome to the call.
Hello, thank you. I have really been working on releasing lower frequencies while really dialing in and trying to tune up dial in to the clarity of what the message is, who the message is from, and maybe what tools I'm supposed to, like the next steps. And I think because of John's platform with all these amazing speakers, I just crave all this information, and I'm getting it from all these different entities. And so I'm like, ooh, where do I go? What do I do? So, and I've been researching a lot of different things and speaking to a lot of people, and I've spoken with you, and I just thought, I probably need to be quiet and just listen, which is what you just said. But is there anything I'm missing, or someone I should be tuning into more? So.
I love your excitement
about
all this. Your vibration's high, and I keep hearing practice, like just it's a muscle. You're developing the muscle.
Yeah.
And you are hearing all kinds of beings. My favorite thing though is get Archangel Michael, release anyone who's here talking to me right now who's not of the light. Get rid of the riffraff. That'll help.
Okay. Galactic, angelic, but go ahead and just go for it all. Yeah.
Well, all of it, and galactic and higher being, I call it higher being energy, is equivalent to angelic energy. It's beautiful, but we just don't want like a reptilian getting in there, or a replicant, a soulless being, because they can mimic energy and confuse it. Or confuse messages. So I find angels the most useful for protecting what I call the riffraff. Low energy.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Have fun. Amazing. I love what you're doing.
And thank you, John. Seriously, every day I'm like, I need to tell him thank you. So
received. I totally received that. Yeah, thank you. It's a lot of fun. I get to play with it also. All right, let's continue. We're getting Chris or April, put the link for the special offer in the chat box. Y'all can start opening up the chat box. Of course, it includes a reading with Debbie, which is always epic. And there's more in there also. We'll get into that in a second. But first, I want to go to Sharon. Sharon, welcome to the call.
Oh, hi. So how are you all? Thank you so much for taking my call.
Hi, Sharon.
Hi, Debbie. This is, I'm newer to all this. It's only been like maybe a little over a year since I started, really trying to do my meditation and understand all the sources that are out there. And yet, just like the last caller or the last speaker, John, thank you so much for all the different people and the different information that's provided. I guess from the angels, I would just like to know, what do they want me to know? What's in my best interest right now? And short-term, long-term plan or whatever, where should I be focusing?
So the first message I heard is stay.
Oh,
okay. Does that help? They're saying they kind of stay put. Not time to go anywhere or move or anything like that. But they're saying what that means, stay. And I also hear 444, nothing to fear. It's an angel number. It means that your worst fears are just fears. But I feel like I have to tell you to stay. It's not time to make a move or take action. Not yet. Yeah, things are clearer when when I see like fall stuff like pumpkins and you know, that kind of Halloween decoration, things are much clearer to you.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I'll have to meditate on that, and hopefully some clarity will come to me. Thank you, Debbie.
Sharon,
Yeah, you'll get it.
I want to ask you, what do you find difficult about this? Because I can feel like there's
Yeah.
like I get that you feel that you don't get it, but I think that you do, and to trust that. But again, what do you find difficult?
I mean, there really is so much information, you know,
Tell me about it. I know. Yeah.
I was very thrilled to kind of get some clarity in that. In meditation, I kept thinking, okay, well, I must not be doing it right because I'm not hearing anything. And then with one of the messages that I did get from one of the calls was that you shouldn't get the messages then. It's just time to be quiet. And I was like, it made me so much more relaxed, because while I'm meditating, I'm thinking, okay, I don't hear anything. I don't hear anything. Guess I'm not doing this right. But then when it said, you know, just meditate, don't expect to hear anything, that's not when you should get your direction or thoughts or pictures or whatever. So, yeah.
What do the angels have to share about that, Debbie?
Well, when she said I'm not getting anything, it's quiet. That's fantastic. The fact that you're able to get to that spot and not get anything and just have quiet. That's what gets you into the little tiny messages that'll come later. So if you're even getting the quiet mind, that's amazing.
Working on it.
Well, can I share a tip for your meditation? And these are pillars of consciousness that I've been working with lately. They're activating something new in me. And I'll give you two of the pillars. And the exercise for anybody who wants to sit with this is to really give that quiet space for anything to come through from the quiet space, instead of feeling like we need to get something. Like if we're sitting in meditation because we're trying to get something, there's a push-pull energy that's happening. And so just sitting with the phrase "I am whole," and just say it out loud at first, or let it come through a couple times, and then sit in silence. And then the second any other thought comes up into your thought, or you get the distraction, just go back to "I am whole."
Oh,
And
okay.
see what "I am whole" is informing you. And but the groceries, but this, am I doing it right? I am whole. And let "I am whole" define whatever's coming up for you. So that's one of the light codes that I've been working with. Another one is "I'm a cosmic pillar of light." That's another fun one that I've been playing with. And say it a few times and sit with it before you drop into your meditation. And I would meditate on it 3 minutes, 5 minutes, or 12 minutes. 12 minutes is awesome. I am a cosmic pillar of light. And just let that be just the only frequency that you're being with. And you might be surprised. I don't think you'll be surprised. I know you will be surprised at the wisdom that comes through that you have, but that you don't have to reach out for, because you're holding a truth. Because the truth is, you are whole. We just think that we're separate. The truth is, you are a cosmic pillar of light. We just forget. We don't give ourselves that. And when you sit with, again, these particular pillars, the truth is the truth is the truth. And nothing can come in to dissolve that, because the truth lives into eternity. And so just an exercise that I wanted to offer to, that I think will help you. I am a cosmic pillar of light. I am whole, but don't do them together. Only do one at a time.
Okay.
All right. All right, love. Thank you. Thank you for coming on. You totally got this.
Those are great. Good ones.
They're incredible. They're incredible to play with.
Yeah.
Debbie, can we get into your special offer now? Did y'all click in the chat box on the link? If not, I highly recommend that you do. I cannot recommend the sessions with Debbie enough. I've had at least 20 over the several years, if not more. And I also called Debbie. I was like, hey, help. What do you say? What are you picking up on? What's your interpretation? Which she's spot on. She's absolutely um and so expansive. So again, I hope that you all have clicked on the page and Debbie. So there's an opportunity for a one-on-one with you. And if you can talk about what people can talk about, what gets received, what comes through, and also there's a few other things that you're offering in there as well.
Yes, absolutely. So the 45-minute session, it feels really short. It goes by really fast.
Mm.
And you get messages from loved ones. So loved ones will come in and deliver a message. Angels will come in and deliver any guidance about health or whatever you need. And I usually wait to see what I get before I know anything about you. And it's
Mm.
pretty cool what comes through from the loved ones and the archangels. And once in a while, we'll get different spirit guides, like shamanic messages, animal messages, pets. I never know who's going to show up. And it's recorded if you'd like. And there's healing also. So if there's healing needed, channeled healing from angels comes through too, physical healing or emotional. Yeah.
What have you noticed in the channeled healings that come through?
My favorite thing is listening to someone feel it.
Mm.
I'll feel it first, and I'll kind of wait and see what they say, and then I'll notice they're on the right side, or I'll feel the chills, they feel the chills. So it's pretty incredible to hear the feedback immediately, that they're feeling the energy go through them, or they
Mm.
feel that deep breath that they couldn't feel for a while, or anxiety drop. Those are the big ones. It's amazing.
Mm. Y'all, again, the sessions and the transmissions, do you call them transmissions or what do you call them? These like energy pockets?
Oh, I don't even know. I just call it angels or angelic healing,
Okay.
mediumship, but it could, yeah, transmission is good too. Yeah, that works.
I'll just show up. It's facilitation. It's really expanding
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, I
Um,
just hold the space. Yeah.
Beautiful. All right, y'all. Well, again, the invitation for the special offer is there in the chat box. I highly recommend it. It's $147. It's 45 minutes. And let me open up the page. It's because, again, we got the 45 minutes. We've got the angelic empathic protection frequency. So that raises your vibration. To find out my next step with Archangel Metatron. I didn't know you're connected to Metatron also.
I love Metatron. So we talked about shape shifting
Mm.
and the ability to be in more than one place at once. Metatron's an expert. He's the expert of astral projection, shape shifting. One of my favorite angels.
And again, really a guidance. Find out my next step with Archangel Metatron.
So he's also good with order, like putting things in order. So the angels have different abilities, and he's really good at going, okay, this is what you should do next.
I have
Yeah.
known Metatron as structural. I often refer to things as Metatronic. They're structural in the cubes, the sacred geometry. They have a particular structure to them, right?
Yes. Yeah, he's got his own symbol, which is known, if you hang it in the home, to remove mold in the body and the home.
Huh.
That's one of the things it's known to do.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's fascinating.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, so cool. Yeah, I'll take advantage of the special offer with Debbie. Highly, highly recommended. April, do me a favor. Someone's saying that they can't get on the calendar for some reason. Y'all, if that's the case, it'll be fixed quickly. Don't let that stop you from purchasing. We'll get that resolved fast.
Yeah.
So that'll happen. And again, once you purchase, we'll make sure to send you an email also, to let you know that the link to schedule your session is fixed. So we'll get there. Thank you for letting us know, whoever it was that wrote that. You've scrolled up the page. Okay, let's continue on to some more callers, Debbie.
Okay.
I want to go now to, there's so many of you all on here. Gail, let's go to you. Welcome, Gail.
Hey.
Yeah.
Hey, Deb.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm happy to see you.
Yeah. And the energies around the last few days has just been really intense. I mean, so many, many changes. I mean, it's positive, and it's like I'm in this rapids in a river, so that's pretty cool. And I want to just share with the people online here with the technique that I use to connect with my angels. And that was started off with having them help me find things in my house. It would be like, angels, direct my eyes to where that which I seek lies.
I love that.
And it works. And I just keep, now I'm finding doesn't have to be an object anymore. It's just like, I will have a thought and I'll say, angels, direct my eyes. And okay, that's where you're supposed to go.
Sweet. Thanks for sharing that, Gail.
That is awesome.
What question do you have for Debbie?
I'm just wondering if I'm, I know I've got any messages out there for me.
So I heard divine order, that everything is exactly lined up right now like it's supposed to be.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
And a significant date for you is September 1 for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
Very significant date of good news and results.
Cool. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're so welcome. I'm so glad you called.
Good to see you.
Yeah.
Good to see you, John.
Thanks. All right, Donna, welcome to the call.
Hi, me, Donna.
You, Donna, yes.
Hi, thanks, John. Hi, Debbie. You were talking about John asked about healing and how that transmits for you. And you were saying that your favorite part was seeing the other person feel it. And I just started burning up. So it went right through me. I had a question. I've been walking as spirit, being human, walking as spirit for a while now. I've been practicing it for a while. And when I call upon the angels, which is at any time during the day, they're with me all the time, but it's usually has to do with a healing for the most part. And a healing is always for more than just the other person. It's for me too, always. I'm called up to their height. They're really big. And I am, it's that shape-shifting thing. I am called up to be shoulder to shoulder with them. And it's an awesome thing.
Love that.
So I'm being prepared for something and I'm all in. So it just keeps coming and I'm at a different vibration almost every day. So I don't know what it is, but I'm in it. My brother is preparing to go through a major transition, and it could be transitioning from here. So I would like to be as available to him for his highest good. I've been there and done that before, so it's not unfamiliar. And you mentioned Metatron, and he keeps referring to me as his sister-in-law. He always goes, "Oh, hello, sister-in-law," and I have no idea what that means. So maybe you have something to say about any of that.
That's awesome.
Well, I'm right there with you with how big the angels are. And I love that you elevate to their level to tap into their energy. It's as if it comes right through you. And that's one of the biggest things you can do to help your brother. I also feel his circulation they keep showing me his heart and circulation is really down or not, blood's not getting everywhere it needs to go.
Yeah, he's terminally ill, and they're doing a
innovative, new, the one of few doctors that even intervene in these kinds of things. I can't believe they're even doing it because he's 81, but he's just a bright light, and people see that and they go, oh, he's got it, let's try. So
That's
whatever it
amazing.
is, I trust that it's in his highest good, no matter what the outcome. I just would like it to be as smooth a process for him as it can be, and I want to hold space for that for him.
Well, you are. And I will tell you, the fact that this doctor kind of came out of nowhere is
Yeah.
Angel.
Yes, of course.
So they want him to get help.
Thanks.
Yeah. Thank you.
Beautiful, Donna.
Yeah, thank you. That was awesome.
Donna, one thing I were to ask, it's like when you felt this doctor coming in, what did you feel?
As you said before, when it's other people, sometimes it's easier, and when it's loved ones, it's harder. So I'm doing my best to suspend my selfish ego, sister protective thing, which is, are they crazy? Like, they're going to, after all he's been through, they're going to put him through this 7-hour surgery for what? Like, for what benefit? But I have to step out of that. It's not mine to choose. It's his space, and it's for him to choose, and I can only hold space for him in the light. So I go both ways on that, John. I hear the doctor coming in out of nowhere is like, I have to see it as a gift.
Mm.
Well,
No.
so, and that's where I want to take you. Instead of having to see it as a gift, where in your place in your heart can you see it as a gift? Can you see it as a place that the miracle is even an invocation of hope? And hope can be one of the strongest medicines that we can
Yes,
all.
thank you for reminding me. When I'm speaking to him or to my sister-in-law or to any of my family, my nephews, his children, they come to me for advice, and I can speak it. It comes through me. Those words that you just said,
Yeah.
it does come through me, and I can speak that light into them. It's for when I'm talking to myself that I have the challenge.
Yeah. And I would,
My higher self to my 3D self
yeah, and
has a little battle.
I would suggest to you also that if you're carrying doubt, if you're carrying fierce protection and he's carrying hope, that you step out of his field until you can get into hope and excitement or possibilities as well, because we don't want to bring down his hope, because you don't know what that's amplifying.
I don't. I remind him of hope, because I've done Reiki and I've been a nurse for so long. I know how to drop my ego when I'm with someone else. I
Good.
value the privilege of being in their space. I need a mirror for that, to do it for myself. Yeah.
Amazing. Amazing. Well, good job then. And again, I want to share that for everybody, including myself, as a
Yeah.
reminder that we want to augment those places where the light is entering. Because sometimes out of protection, we do want to like shut it down. We want to inspect it. We want to do all these other things.
I'm protecting my own heart. I think I'm protecting myself from hurt or whatever. But when I'm with them, the light I can't help but let it pour through me. I've practiced it for so long that I won't dirty up anybody else's space with my ego.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
And there's discernment that comes in also, but there's discernment, and I know, and we don't want to ignore discernments as well. So it's a beautiful balance that we're all learning to navigate as we step into our own authority and knowing, and don't deny that.
And that's where the healing goes both ways. You and I've talked before about where giving and receiving is part of the same thing, and that you don't always know who's being the giver and who's the receiver. So sometimes me being called to be the light for somebody else is reciprocal. It's the place I need to heal as well.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Blessings to you and your brother, Donna. It's good to see you.
Thank you all.
All right. Debbie, maybe you can bring some clarity. Sonia is asking, she's saying she's a bit confused. Why would we want to clear empathetic energies in our aura? I thought empathy was a great quality. Did I miss something?
Empathy is a gift. It's a psychic gift. But if you're drowning, so empaths can often feel so much that you don't even know what's your own. So that's when it's good to clear it. It's good, get the information, say thank you, and get rid of it.
Right. There you go. So we're not saying to shut down your empathic capacity
No.
in no way whatsoever. But I also
Mhm.
find it's initiation, Debbie. I find that everybody's empathic. We just
Yeah.
attune to it in different ways. My father, God bless his soul, who I love dearly, was an alcoholic, and he was so empathic that he drowned it out with alcoholism. Was my father an empathic person growing up, and did he demonstrate empathy? No, but absolutely he was. Absolutely without a doubt. So it can be shielded in so many different ways. But I find that there's stages of empathy that, first of all, we're so empathic that we shut it down and we just pretend we're not. Then the empathic that we just get affected by everything and we try to shut down because we don't want to feel everybody else's crap. Then there's the empathic one that really starts. It's like, wait, it's like I'm aware that I'm feeling other people's stuff, but it's also my stuff. And navigating that. And then there's an empath that knows that it's all them. That's the high level of empathy. Everything that I'm feeling is all me, regardless of what's happening around me. And we're going to wade in between all those different stages, but it's nice to be, it's powerful to be aware. And it's liberating to be aware that it's all us at the end of the day, right? And it's a gift, all of it across the board, if we learn how to see it that way and we're aware of that. Do the angels have anything else to say about empathy, Debbie?
Well, it is, no, I love that. And it is a gift. It's a psychic ability. Empathing someone else's body pain. A lot of readers need to be empathic to read, but you also don't need to have, like, pain in your side all day, or pain in the hip, or, a sudden depression or heaviness because you tapped into someone else's aura. So it's just good to clean it. It's another way to, filter it, clean it off. Then you can go back to center and read for someone else, or read, the next situation.
Yeah, beautiful. Thanks for sharing that.
Yeah.
Okay, let's continue. Yvonne, welcome to the call.
Can you hear me?
We can. Welcome.
Oh,
Hi.
fantastic. Hi, guys. Sorry, I wasn't expecting that. I was still lost in the last conversation, listening to and analyzing and processing. Look, I've got to make a decision about an upcoming trip in late September, October, but my health is troubling me. And in the last 48 hours, I've had this kind of a cough that's just dropped into my chest. And the reason why it worries me is because I have an autoimmune condition, and it's affecting my lungs. And while I've been working on it, this is just a little setback that's kind of thrown my confidence. I have to make this decision in the next 5 days about whether to make that commitment. And I'd like to know if my health will be strong enough to go on this trip. One other thing, just a little bit of context. Look, the last 48 hours, it's just been radio silence as far as my guardian angels, connection with archangels, unemployed angels, the whole lot, just radio silence. And it's been very, very odd, like so noticeable. And when I raised my hand earlier on, I found that it was fine and then it was taken off. And so I raised it again. And I just wonder if there's a connection there with the radio silence. I don't know. But the main question, sorry, is my health. Will I be strong enough to make this trip in
So we're going to do a
September?
clearing.
Oh,
You
thank
need a
you.
clearing. I'm
Thanks,
like,
Deb.
she needs a clearing. To me, the health is compromised or extra working overtime because of an energy. So I just, if you're okay with it, let's have the angels do a clearing, get the
Yep, I'm up
energy
for it.
off. All right.
Mhm.
Archangel Michael, release anything not in the light. Please clear it. Take it to the light now. On your thymus, a high heart. That's where the energy was. That's right where your immune works, right here.
Yep.
And I hear lymphatic system. The lymph system is really backed up right now.
Yep.
You know on day 4 whether you're going.
Thank you.
Mm.
Day 4.
You had 5 days. Day 4, you know. You're clear. Angels will make you clear.
Oh, great. So blessed. I'm so pleased because this is really a bucket list trip, you know? And I really want to be strong enough to be able to commit to it properly and you know, and enjoy it. So I'm really very, very grateful. Debbie, one last question, very quickly. Why the radio silence?
So it's not all, it doesn't mean they're not there or angels
No, I know
aren't
that.
there.
Yep.
It doesn't mean that at all. But sometimes it'll be quiet because we need to rest.
Okay.
Okay. You know, you're in healing process, you're tired, you're trying
Yeah.
to heal. But also sometimes emotionally, if we're too stressed, we get real quiet out here. We're like, I can't hear nothing. And then it comes back. It's always going to come back, even if it's like writer's block. It always comes
Yeah.
back. Okay.
Gotcha. I understand. Thank you very much. Very grateful.
Yeah.
Thank you, Yvonne. Have fun on your trip. Yes.
He answered it.
Debbie, do you ever get tired of hearing the angels and guides and loved ones all the time? Don't you ever just need a break?
Oh yeah. You know, I argue with them a lot. You guys, the reason I talk about this so much is I've had my own struggles. I've heard them for years, and they'll tell me, you know, don't take a right, take a left. And boy, I'm stubborn. I won't listen.
Mm-hmm.
And I've learned, now I listen. I'm like, okay, got it, surrender. But it's that small voice that's kind of persistently saying, you better do this, you better go ahead and do this, or you better go ahead and say that. And I've learned if I don't trust it and listen to it, I'll wind up, I find out the hard way. So I'm trying to help you guys skip maybe, 20 years of mistakes, and learning on my end, use them because they make life so much easier.
Nice. Do you ever feel rebellious against them?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. But I already did all that. Honest to God, I've done it. And I'm like, okay, I'm tired of fighting with them.
Nice.
I've surrendered.
Good guidance. Do you find that there's rebellious energies that come up with you when other people are in resistance to you as well? Like
that might have been in the past as well, but now I try and see what they're seeing. I try and like wrap my head around, what are they seeing? There's a different perception going on here.
But isn't there also a time we just know that you're spot on and then people are still like trying to point in a different direction and you're like, and there's just this energy that there's just this knowing that because of the guidance and you're so aware of where that guidance is coming from and how much you trust it, that there's also that place where I'm sure very politely you're just like, yeah, but this is what's coming through, or this is what I know to be true, or this is what it is.
Oh yeah, I'll say that. I'm like, I'm not getting nothing else. That's what I got.
Mm-hmm.
You get what you get.
Right.
Yeah, sometimes, yeah, that does happen sometimes.
Mm-hmm. Love that. I love that's coming through. And for me, the reason I'm asking you this, because it's, again, I'm feeling more than ever, and I'm going to be open to sharing more. Now more than ever, we're are really being called to speak what we know, to speak our truth, to co-create in ways, and not to hold back because of the way it might be perceived by others.
I love that.
Yeah, yeah. And that's in response to the comment that came in also on the chat. But it's important when we understand why we show up and how we show up and the integrity of that.
Authenticity is critical right now.
Yeah, yeah. Super powerful.
Mm-hmm.
Powerful. All right, y'all, we're going to get some more questions. Chris, put the link for the special offer in the chat box again. The opportunity to work with Debbie one-on-one. It's amazing. $147, $144. It's one of those, y'all. I don't have it in front of me. 2 payment option, 45-minute reading with Debbie, and these transmissions that are coming through also are just absolutely phenomenal. April, did you buy my session already? If you didn't, please do. I can't believe I didn't say that earlier, but I'm absolutely getting a session. So I'm looking forward to that. And let's continue with another caller. Suri, welcome to the call. It's wonderful to have you here. And Suri, we'll need you to unmute your microphone, please. I'm sorry, Guri Prakash. I apologize.
Hello, John. Very nice to meet you. I was at the Conscious Life Expo, and I had a chance to listen to your talk. I think this was like 2-3 years ago. So
Oh,
that
awesome.
was,
Thank you.
yeah. And hello, Debbie. So I have
Hi,
so many
Debbie.
questions. I have so many questions, but I'm going to just stick to one question. So since the beginning of the year, I get a lot of dreams, and I feel like I get a lot of messages in my dreams. And sometimes I question the validity of the message. So I have been having this message that says that where I'm currently living, I need to move out of the space by the end of the year. It's like if I don't do that, uh, you know, I don't want to say bad things, but I'm just going to say it like, bad things will happen. So I need to move out of this space, and I don't understand it because it's not so easy to just, pack everything and move. So I've been living here for 3 years. So the question is, what is it that you are, do you have any perspective on that? Like,
What's the dream, Guri? What's the dream that you said you're having? Is it repeating?
it's not repeating. It just happened once. It's
What was the
almost like
dream?
the dream was almost like a police officer, almost like not, I don't want to say threatening me, but more or less like threatening me to kind of like leave this house. Otherwise, things won't go my way. And I was really scared. That dream was so vivid. I was really scared.
Mm.
And I don't know. I also use the pendulum sometimes. So I sometimes do get that affirmation that I should move. And like I said, it's not so easy to just pack up and move. I've got a lot of uncertainty also around my job, and I just can't just take her to just hear a message and then just move. So I don't know if you
Hold
have.
on.
Yes.
You're not moving, someone else is. It's your dream. The dream was, you were in the dream, but they're telling me this has actually happened to someone you know.
Okay.
It's not you.
Okay. Okay. I appreciate that. You got
Does
me.
that make sense? Does that make sense that somebody else has to move? It's not even out of your house, this house. It's another person in another house. They have to move.
Okay. I appreciate that. I
Does that make
appreciate that.
sense?
I don't know a lot of people, to be honest, but if you're not getting that sense
not
that
you.
I need to move out of the house, then
No.
I would prefer to stay where I'm staying and not have to move out. And I also just, if I can just kind of tag on that, I also get energetically corded a lot. I develop energetic cords and it drains me. And I think some of the things that you mentioned in the beginning, like being in nature, doing a salt bath, I don't know if that was in reference to entities that get corded to you or actual living people. Sometimes I get energetically corded to actual human beings. And
Absolutely. If you can ask Archangel Michael to clear you as well. Salt bath will help with that, and nature. And
okay.
it's empathic. You know, you're definitely picking up a lot of people's energies through empathing. Even that dream is empath. Someone already knows they need to move. You're going to hear about it.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. Thank
All
you.
right, great.
You
Very
got
good.
it.
Thank you. All right, let's continue. Gabriela, let's go to you. Welcome to the call.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. I'm honored that you chose me. And hi, Debbie. Love you.
Hi, Gabriella. Love you back.
I've had probably a session every year, so it's fantastic with you privately. I've been going through a few dark nights of the soul recently. I've had a lot of changes in my life, and yeah, it's been really, hard energy and stuff like that. So I'm just wondering what the angels have for me. What are they saying, about what I'm going through?
Well, the first thing I see, whatever fear you have to release right now, it's funny, you're releasing emotional fear or something you're afraid to do, and the reward is financial.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
Bonus.
it's like you release these emotional fears, and what you get is it's unblocking abundance. It's kind of, if you just release your emotional fear, you get abundance and financial abundance.
Okay. Now, is financial abundance, so would it be releasing the financial emotional fear or some other fear?
Anything that's emotional. So
Okay.
if there's a lot of emotion with finance, if there's a lot of emotion with someone,
Yeah.
like if you're afraid to let go of something or someone,
Yeah.
what you get is the financial reward. It's
Ah,
blocking your money. It's something emotional is blocking your finance.
interesting. Okay. Okay. Could that be some heartbreak around an ex-partner, or
Yeah.
could it be that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Because that's been blocking my heart a little bit. Yeah. Like a lot of grief and a lot of sadness and a lot of heartbreak. And, the ex has moved on, but, I kind of feel that a lot,
So this is John, this is where you come in. He's so good with the emotional part. It sounds like she's afraid to let go of, maybe really let that go, that it's not, it's not needed in the heart anymore. You got to make room.
Right.
Well,
Yeah.
I have a question for
John.
Debbie.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
So how do we thrive and honor our morning simultaneously?
It's hard. It's like you have to work through the emotions, but if you do, if you can get to the other side of the emotion and go kind of deep, feel it, and get to the other side is bliss.
Hmm.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
now I have a question for you, if that's okay. Did you feel loved in the relationship at all, even for a minute?
No.
You didn't
No.
feel loved at all, not even for a minute?
Maybe, but there was
So
such, yeah. It was difficult in the end. It was definitely maybe more of a narcissistic kind of relationship.
awesome. Amazing.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Right?
I got it.
Thank God it's over.
Yeah.
Thank God it's
I know.
over. It's like, what are you mourning? What are you so upset about?
And
It's like, thank you, God. Thank you, angel.
yeah.
Exactly.
And
Right?
I
Because
should be
if you
doing.
yeah, if you did feel love, I'd say once love is given, it can only be multiplied, right? And so like really focus is like being grateful for the love that you got to augment yourself with. But if there's no love and it was
No.
void of that, and you're like, it was confusing and it was narcissistic, it's like, thank freaking my angels for
Yes.
setting me free and let me not get caught up in the energetics of the remnants of the confusion to let that run my life anymore. So you have 2 feet, love, stand up, walk forward and celebrate that you're
Yeah.
free.
Yeah. That I do. And once I let go of that like Debbie was saying.
Well, let's do it right now.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
Let go.
yes.
Let
Yes.
go. Are you willing to let go?
Absolutely. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Consider it done.
Awesome.
It's like we complicate this stuff so much. Let it go. And if it comes up again,
Yeah.
oh wait, I chose to let this go. Let it go again.
Right.
And let it go again until before you know, it's like it's gone. It doesn't have, you're not creating the opening for it to hook back on because you're claiming
Right.
and go. So
Right.
congratulations.
Okay, that's fantastic. I'm so happy that it's being witnessed and everything. For power.
Now she gets money.
And then I get better.
We'll take 10%.
Okay. I'll have to let you know.
Have fun. Go enjoy yourself. Go find love.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
It's good to meet you.
Thank you.
We have time for one more caller, y'all. Rita, let's go to you. I want to call in everybody, y'all, but you know, I want to honor Debbie's time. Rita, welcome. What's your question for Debbie?
Hi there. Thank you. So as you know, I've been looking for a place. I think I might have found one. And I was wondering if the place that I visited today is it. And also for those of us who are looking for places, new places to live, what is a good way when we're in that space to figure out if it is good for us or not?
Oh, good question. So two things. When you walked in, how did you feel?
I didn't walk in yet. I drove past.
How'd you
Tomorrow's the
feel?
walk-in.
That's okay. Drive-by's good. How'd you feel?
Not like, yay, this is it.
Okay. So the other thing I kept seeing was gray outside and 2-story. Does that describe this house or this place?
It's gray, but 1 story.
Okay, so you might have to keep looking.
Okay. It did have the 4-5 in it.
Ah, you're okay. Hold on, keep looking. But
okay,
even this is a clue for you and for anyone looking for a place to live. When you drive by it, you feel good. Like you'll feel good driving in the neighborhood or walking through the front door. Pay attention. Does your energy go up as you walk through the front door when you go look at it? Or does your energy go down? And you can go in and out the door for a couple times to feel that. You'll feel it.
okay, that's perfect. Thank you for letting me know that.
Yeah, it's a good test. It's a good test for the right home.
Have fun house searching. Amazing. Just information. I kept seeing a 2nd story as well. I kept seeing you like a top condo. I don't know. I kept seeing the 2nd. So I didn't ask. It just came. That's the first impression that I got. And I tend to ride energy's psychic ability and kind of amplify my, which is a lot of fun.
Double psychics.
And that's actually something that I want to invite y'all to do as well. It's energy, you know, Debbie provides just this beautiful buoying type of energy. So even if y'all come back and listen to the replay and get into the harmonic that's offered here, tune into your awareness and kind of ride the wave as well of what we're doing for each other here. And be curious as to what may come through your own intuition when you're in an environment that supports that level of clarity and transparency and connection with our guides. Just tuning into the show and again, buoying off of what Debbie provides here can provide a beautiful amplification for your own clarity and your own vision. And at the very least, I highly recommend that. It's really amazing that y'all have been on this show today. And of course, the special offer with Debbie to get the reading and to be in the buoying energy of those transmissions or the recordings that she has as well. Super powerful. So again, the link for that special offer is in the chat box. The replay will be up a little bit later this evening, so y'all watch for that and read up blessings on your house hunting. And are there any final messages that you want to leave everybody with today, Debbie?
I loved our call today. I feel so much energy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And I want to send everyone like the best love hug right now. I just feel really connected to everyone right now on this call, and I felt a lot of love.
Yeah.
Thank you for that. Yeah.
It's been amazing. Debbie is awesome. I highly recommend her. So many people. Yeah, Debbie's epic. She is, and so much more. Thank you. Thank you. It's always just wonderful to do this with you. I always look forward to playing with you. And all of y'all on the call, thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for typing in your comments into the chat. Thank you for gracing us with your presence and your time, which is the most valuable thing that you can give to anybody. And the fact that you would do it here is a gift, truly. So I bow to you in acknowledgement of that and gratitude. And of course, you too as well, Debbie, for your presence, your energy. It's all a gift, y'all. Amazing. I look forward to seeing y'all on the next call. Love y'all. Have a great evening.